Hello, welcome. This is Birdy. Welcome to a new lesson in Houdini. Today we'll finish our project fog lake in Houdini. Today we will create the pyro source and modify the pyro simulation. Also, we will retime the fluid simulation to give us the result that we seek. So let's get started. So the caching is over, so don't forget to load from disk and reload. Now we are reading this from the caching. As we can see now, it's perfect. Let's cut it from here, but it's okay, no problem. Doesn't maybe we'll put a camera near here, but it really looks very nice. Okay. Maybe I will use particles only, because here it give me something like, yeah, give me compressed fluid surface. I need the particles only. Also, I will need the color. Maybe we can use this color as a fog color, like this. Okay, even we can make it like this. Perfect. I love it. Yeah, looks really nice. Okay, maybe very dark like this, then white like this. Okay, more contrast. So now let's add this null. Let's name this out fluid particles. This one we will use to the particle, and this one will render. We will render the surface, of course. Now let's make the pyro. So let's make another geometry. Let's name it fog source, because this will be the fog source. Let's object merge. Okay, let's now go to the fluid. I think this one. Yeah, this one. Now we need to retiming again. So let's continue, guys. Honestly, it took me for a while to know how to retiming. It's easy after I know, but it's really very easy. Just go to behavior. Usually, the parameter at ID attribute is not checked. Check it. So now we will have ID attribute in the importing particles for the fluid simulation, right? So let's go back. Let's go to the particle fluid. Double click or I, it will get you inside it. Now we have the import compressed file cache. I enable it now, but you don't have to enable, you can cache it. But if we check here, of course, the surface preview makes it on back for the file compressed. Okay, so now we have the ID. Yep. Okay, so now it's easy to retiming. Okay, or make the simulation slow. Okay, so add time blend. Now it will depend on the point attribute ID. Before it wouldn't work, to be honest. I tried many times, but because we don't have ID attribute, it give me very silly, stupid sim. Okay, so let's go to by speed. So this is a simulation. original simulation without doing anything, any modifying. Okay, let me play it one more time. Yeah, but now if we, for example, make it 0.1, so the speed will be slower, just 10%. The speed will be 10%, and this is very nice simulation, or very nice particle to as a pyro sourcing, or to emit pyro or smoke in general. Yeah. Okay, so it looks very nice. We can use this. So I will just say this. You know what? There are too many null. I will simply just add this here and add this here. Okay. We don't need. Oh, also, if you want to make it much slower, you can do it as well. That looks nice to me. We don't have to slow it more than this. Okay, but you, of course, you can slow it. But remember to use by speed. Okay. Now we're ready to continue. Now we will make our pyro system. Use our pyro system. So let's make it fog source. No, this is fog source. Okay. Yeah, and we already imported. Perfect. We will use the color as well, by the way. We'll use the color to emit the fog with this color. Okay, so almost all the work the shelf did it for me. Okay, thank you, shelf tool, I love you. So now let's go to the pyro. We don't have a fog here, but nearest tools for the fog is the pillow smoke, of course. Okay, so none of that. So let's check pillow smoke, and let's check our fog simulation. But you know what? Make sure that we hide those two, because we don't want to check them by wrong. Okay, and hit accept. So now it will create our pyro system for us, as we can see here. Of course it will need modification, but now we have a pyro to modify it. We can do it from scratch. I did it from scratch many times, so in the previous lesson, but now no need to. The system will do it for us. Okay, let's check. Not checks is something different. Okay, so now we have pyro. What also, you know what, also we have something great. We have a CD. It give it give us also the CD, the color, and the alpha, which is really nice, and the velocity as well. So I don't need to do much here. Maybe I will play with the particle, but not now, later, with the particle scale, to see what particle scale is better. But for now I don't want this as well. I will just delete it. Yeah, well, this one. Okay, so let's go here. Oh, and also now we need to modify the simulation, but also I want the color. But you know what, maybe I will add the color at the end, because white is more obvious than other. Okay, so first of all we need to go to gas resize, uncheck clamp to maximum, check tracking object, select the particle pyro, import pyro system, not sure what its name. Yeah, yeah, okay. You know what, I will also change this to fog sim and fog imports. Okay, so let us check the fog source out density. Now the system will read the size of the density we have. Okay, but here it give us padding, very big padding. We don't need this very big padding because the pillow moving very fast, but we will not going to move it very fast. It will be very slow because we will change it, so we don't need all this. So I will just make it 0.3 as the usual one. Okay, usually when we work with fast simulation, we increase the padding, so the simulation will not cutting in any board, right? Yeah, something like this. So maybe I'll make it 0.1 at the beginning, so we have a better resolution to see what we are doing. Of course we will increase it more than this, but this is for the beginning. Now let's go to pyro solver. Let's change. So I will make it very slow, the time scale. I'll make it 0.5. Temperature diffusion is very high. I don't need any of this higher. Or you know what, I will leave it high. So let's see how it's. No, I don't know, maybe. Okay, so cooling rate I will leave it as it is. Bouncy left I will make it very low, 0.5, and I will keep it in the y axis, one in on the y axis. Okay, because the smoke is going forward but upward as well, right? This is the smoke, this is how the smoke acts. Okay, we don't need maybe we can, you know what, maybe yeah, maybe we can have a collider, a collide for the ground. I'm not sure if we need it or not. If it's go very low, then we will need. Yeah, it's going very low, so that means we will need it. Okay, so I will just simply use the ground itself. I'm not going to use the fluid because the fluid has a very skinny surface, right? So the ground will work. So let's just simply copy it like this, Control C from the auto.network from the fluid, and I will simply paste it here. Okay. Shift R. So now we have a collision. Remember, we can use a collision in another way by the volume source by adding a collision. But I will make it by this way. I'm not sure what the different, which is better, but I will make it with the old way. Okay, and you can feel free to test the new one, the collision. Okay. In general, all this process is old because now we have a pyro source or pyro solver in the sub level. So, and we have also spars which we'll discuss it, but later in next lesson. Not the next one, but in the very near future, inshallah. Okay, so let's continue without talking too much. Sometimes I like to talk too much. Yeah, okay. Working more than perfect, so I'm not going to change any of this. Looks very nice. Let's go to the shape. Dissipation looks nice. Disturb. We can change the disturb, we can add disturb, but you know what, I don't need too much disturb, just a few will be better. We have turbulence, I will leave all this as the default. I don't need to change nothing much. Maybe if you want to add having a shredding or something, you can add shred as well, but generally the fog doesn't need any of this, right? So now we need to add the color as I promise you. Okay, we can add it manual here, or we simply can use the adding color. So I will use simply add color here. We'll go back, add color, select a smoke object. Okay, let's go to the smoke object, select it and hit enter. Ta-da, it's gone. Okay, so now we have a color and we have alpha. We don't need those two because we have both color and alpha. But you know what, I will leave alpha for now. I will leave alpha for now. Okay, but we already have alpha here and color. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go to the fog inside it. Yeah, perfect. Now we have the color, as we can see, and simply add it here. CD alpha, CD alpha. I'm not sure, there is something I'm not sure about it, to be honest. If I add density here, density, does it make a change? I will change it to density. Okay. But we have blue, not a blue. We have the fluid color, the velocity color, right? As we can see now. Okay. We have the velocity color. Let me check the. Yeah. Okay. First, we have lots of temperature, which make the fog rise. We don't need that. I need half of this temperature. We'll make it the half. Also, maybe we can control the temperature diffusion, cooling rate. I'll make it 5. We don't need too much temperature. I want the cooling rate will be slower. Okay, so let's check it again. Also, we can make it dissipate very fast, maybe 0.7. Let's see if we increase the dissipation. Okay, looks nice. Looks very, very nice to me. Yeah, I will make the temperature even much, much lower. Or you know what, I will make the diffusion maybe 0.1 temperature diffusion. Let's see the different. Yeah, I think I will reduce the temperature diffusion. Okay, we have something looks like a mushroom effect, which something we don't want it. So let's check first our temperature, make it 0.2. We don't need too much temperature. Also, maybe I will burn most of the temperature so we don't have too much temperature. Yeah, also we can make some okay, 0.8. Let's see if I make it 0.8. Let's also increase the density because I don't see too much now. I need to see what's going on here, so I increase it. This is for visualization only on the viewport, but we are not going to change anything in the real simulation itself. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, maybe we can bounce left. I will make it 0.1. Okay, let me check again. So I think after do some modification, the result looks nice. Okay, simply I increase the temperature diffusion to 0.99. Can make it 1, doesn't really matter. I increase also the cooling rate to 0.8. Okay, that looks better. And for the dissipation I increase it to 0.5. The dissipation actually it's up to you. Do you want the gas to dissipate faster or slower? It's up to you. Disturbance, turbulence, and nothing much to do. So, but maybe I can increase the particle scale a little bit, maybe something like this. I'll make it 0.5, the half. Alright. So let's check it for one more time. Okay, the result looks nice. I increase the density to 2. Okay, to make more density. But of course we can play with the density as much as we can make the smoke dense as much as we can from the shader itself. So it doesn't have to be from here. But actually it looks nice. I don't see I have to change anything. Nothing more to do. So let's prepare the file. Release the Kraken. Okay, stop. Back. I don't need to see this one anymore. Let's go to the fog. This is the one that we will render it. Okay. Maybe we can just delete some. No, not this one. Yeah. Receipt 1, receipt 2, fuel, we don't need it. I don't have a heat. Just for we will use it. Okay. So let's go back. Now we have a color. We need a shader. So this is a file that we are going to render. Of course this one will be rendered, not this one, but even this one I need to make it a little I think there are yeah, this one will give us a tiny droplet. No, erosion scale. Let me see if erosion scale do anything. Yeah, so it's about the isolve itself. Yeah, the isolve will be like this. So let me check. I don't need a thickness. Yeah, maybe something like this. What was the number before I played? Ah, it was a 0. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Little slow. Escape. Let's start from the beginning. Yeah, I need to make it a little. Yeah, so maybe something like this. Just the skin layer of the fluid, and this is the one that will render. So Let's go back. So let's see what we will render. We will render this one, we will render this one, the ground as well. So let's give it its material, and also of course let's add scene setup. Go to the light, environment light, render in light geometry. Also I'll use this one by default. Also maybe we can have, or maybe we can have distant light, maybe something like this. Okay. Now let's go to the material. We need to add some material. For the ground I will use maybe dirt. I said dirt. Okay, I'll go from the beginning. Just add the goddamn dirt, man. Not sure what's going on here. Okay, no problem. I will go to, not sure why it's not adding. I'll go to material, tool, show tool palette. Okay, material, nature, natural, dirt. Okay, and for the smoke we will use volume. I think I will use maybe I will use pillow smoke. It's a pyro shader. Open CL temperature. Or you know what? I will add basic smoke. Yeah. Let's go to the object. Let's hide the show tool. Select the fog. Go to the material. Basic smoke. Now this one already have basic liquid. I'm not going to change it. What else? Yeah, the ground. Dirt. Now we're ready. Just let us render. Make some cache. Okay, so I did some modification. Of course I made the camera. I don't have to select it. I disable the real time shift. Okay, the real time, the time blend, it's called retiming, because maybe I need the fog to be faster. Okay, but of course it's an option now. You know how to use it, so use it wisely. Second, I increase the scale again for 1. Okay, and that's almost what I did. Of course this one need to increase its resolution, so let's increase it. Maybe 0.5. It will take time, but it's okay, no problem. Go back. And that's it. I think now we need to go to the material. Oh no, before we go to out, we do our mantra node. Yeah, and let's rendering the physical based render. You can feel free to play with this. This is quality. If you reduce all this number, it will faster the render, but it will not be very nice render. It will has lots of noise and less quality in general. Okay, so I will leave it as it is. It will be nice to add allow motion blur, but will take lots of time, so I don't need to do this. So let's go to the material. I just need to I'm not going to play with the dirt or with the basic liquid or the uniform volume, just the basic smoke itself. I'll play with this. Here I need a density. The color will be from the density, and also I think the heat will be from density. So let's see if it will give us the color of the fog or not, because we don't want to use this white. So let's go to render, hit render, and let's wait to see the result. So we have a fire here. Maybe we can just make it 0 to the fire, and temperature scale I will make it 0 as well, and let's re-render again to see if we're going to see the color fog or not. Okay, so the smoke worked fine. Maybe we can increase the density a little more, smoke brightest, it's up to you. Generally we'll play in this, the smoke itself, we don't need anything here. Okay, so maybe we can add 2. Okay, also scatter phase, what really do we need? Do we need a scatter phase minus or plus? Do we need to make it reflection or not? Yeah, we'll make it minus 0 point maybe 2, something like this. Okay, last but not least, we can of course add white water to the fluid, since we have a fluid here. So if you like to play with the fluid, go ahead. If you don't have a knowledge about it, go back to the fluid section on the channel. You will find lots and lots of useful particle. I discussed the white water, and you know what, just see the art directing fluid in Houdini. Okay, this series, yeah, I compress most of the knowledge inside it. Okay, so just watch it to know how to add white water and art directing the fluid, if you want to art directing the fluid. But since this lesson is about the fog itself, so I wouldn't care much about it. Okay, but the result, I like it, looks good, so I will just render it as a final. I'm not going to compose it because this is not a project for compositing. We will compose it later in future lesson. Okay, and that was it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any question, please type it below the video. Also, don't forget to like the channel and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Also, if you like to support us, you will find below a video link on Patreon and Gumroad, and we appreciate your support. And I see you in the next lesson. Have a good day.